Hi humans, here are some everyday habits with dangerous side effects. Number 1, holding in a sneeze. You're in class, or a meeting, or 2 inches away from your crush. A sneeze builds, and instead of letting it rip, you hold it, and just clamp your face shut like you're trying to hide your internet browsing history. Polite? Maybe. Smart? Absolutely not. Here's what actually happens. Sneezes fire out air at 100 to 150 kilometers per hour, roughly 90 miles per hour. That's face-level rocket propulsion. When you suppress it, that energy doesn't vanish. It redirects. Up your eustachian tubes, down your throat, across your sinuses, wherever it can find weak spots. And sometimes, it breaks something. Documented side effects of holding in a sneeze include ruptured eardrums, burst blood vessels in the eyes or brain, throat injuries. Yes, a guy in the UK tore a hole in his throat from it. This case was published in the British Medical Journal in 2018. Air trapped in neck tissue. It's rare, but when it goes wrong, it really goes wrong. Your skull wasn't designed to handle compressed air explosions. That's why your body built a sneeze cannon in the first place. So, a sneeze is not a suggestion. It's an evacuation protocol. Let it out, safely, respectfully, into your elbow if you must. But don't bottle it like a sneeze bomb. Number 2, holding in your pee. You're in the middle of something important. Meeting, movie, intense level of a mobile game. And your bladder whispers, "Hey, time to go." And your brain replies, "Nah, we're busy, hold." You just started a biological war. Here's what's actually going down. Your bladder is a muscular storage balloon. As it fills, stretch receptors fire off signals to your brain saying, "Hi, Bo, we're reaching capacity." Ignoring those signals doesn't just make you uncomfortable, it can weaken the communication system itself. If you do it once in a while, no big deal, but do it often enough, and your bladder goes, "Cool, I guess we're just keeping everything now," leading to things like urinary tract infections, bladder overextension. Yes, it can actually stretch too far. Weakened pelvic floor muscles, and in extreme cases, kidney damage from urine backing up. Fun fact, when you finally let go after holding too long, the pressure drop can cause dizziness or even fainting in rare cases. Yes, peeing too late can knock you out like a budget horror movie. Your bladder isn't a deadline negotiator. If it says it's time, go. Because the longer you hold it, the more you're teaching your body that your to-do list is more important than not slowly wrecking your own plumbing. Number 3, sleeping with your arm under your head. It's late. You're tired. You flop into bed and tuck your arm under your pillow like a sleepy little croissant. Seems comfy. Until you wake up at 3 a.m. and your arm is like, "Hi, I'm numb, and I'm not part of your body anymore." Congratulations. You've just triggered temporary nerve compression. Your arm went from circulation to hibernation mode. And while it usually recovers in a few minutes, that numbness and tingling, that's your nervous system screaming through a bad internet. What's happening is this. You're putting direct pressure on major nerves, like the radial nerve or ulnar nerve, for hours at a time. Do it once? No biggie. Do it constantly? You can mess things up long term. Repeated pressure while sleeping can lead to chronic numbness or tingling, reduced grip strength, wrist drop. Yes, that's a real thing. And in rare cases, permanent nerve damage. It's called compression neuropathy, and it's the sleep version of "you had one job." And let's not forget circulation. If you block blood flow too long, tissues can get damaged. Look, if you wouldn't sit on your arm for 6 hours while awake, don't do it while unconscious. Find a pillow. Use a stuffed animal. Hug a medieval curtain if you want to. Just let your limbs breathe. Number 4, using cotton swabs in your ears. You take a shower, feel fresh, and think, "Let's finish strong. Time to clean out the ears." So you grab a cotton swab, poke it in, and feel that weirdly satisfying little scratch. And you think, "Nice. Clean." Spoiler alert, you just pushed the wax deeper. Congrats, you played yourself. Your ear canal has a self-cleaning system. The skin in there actually migrates outward, like a microscopic conveyor belt. And earwax? It's not dirt, it's protective. It traps dust, repels bugs, and even has antibacterial properties. When you shove a Q-tip in there, you're not helping. You're compacting the wax against your eardrum, scraping sensitive skin, increasing infection risk, and in rare but very real cases, puncturing your eardrum. As people have ruptured eardrums doing this, others have caused full-on blockages so bad they needed suctioned out by a doctor. And the irony? The cotton sometimes gets left behind. So now you've got wax, a stick, and foreign textile all hanging out in your head. Cotton swabs are good for makeup or cleaning electronics. They're not for poking inside your skull's sound system. Your ear canals are designed to clean themselves. Jaw movements from chewing, talking, help push wax outward, where it naturally flakes off or can be wiped away. And it's best to wipe only the outer ear with a damp washcloth after a shower. So let your body do its job, or see a doctor if things get funky. Number 5, suppressing tears or emotions constantly. You feel it coming, the sadness, the stress, the urge to cry. But instead of letting it out, you take a deep breath and go, nope, not today. Then you smile awkwardly and just keep scrolling. Congrats. You've just pulled an emotional override. And if it happens once in a while, fine. Survival mode. But if it becomes your default setting, that's when your brain starts filing internal complaints. When you suppress emotion, you're forcing your nervous system to hold on to stress instead of releasing it. And over time, that emotional backlog turns into increased blood pressure, weakened immune response, sleep problems, and a delightful mix of anxiety, irritability, and I don't know why I'm snapping at everyone energy. Studies show that people who chronically suppress emotions are more likely to develop depression, cardiovascular issues, even memory problems, because unprocessed emotion slows the brain's internet bandwidth. And no, this isn't about being too sensitive. Crying isn't a weakness. It's a literal stress release system. Tears contain cortisol and other stress hormones. When you cry, you're physically dumping stress out of your body. Stuffing your feelings down doesn't make them disappear. It just turns your insides into a swamp of pressure and unresolved junk. So let it out. Vent. Cry. Scream into a pillow if you must. Emotions are messages, not system errors. Number 6, sitting too long without moving. You're in the zone, gaming, working, binge watching that one show you don't even like anymore. You've been sitting for hours, and you think, I'm fine, I'm just resting. But your body, it's whispering, we are dying, slowly, elegantly, quietly. Because here's the deal, sitting is a full-body shutdown protocol. When you sit too long, especially without standing or stretching, your body flips several invisible switches. Blood flow slows down. Calorie burning drops. Muscles tighten and shorten, especially hips and lower back. And worst of all, your circulation starts pooling like it's on a coffee break. In the short term, you'll feel stiff, foggy, maybe a little numb. But long term, you're raising your risk of deep vein thrombosis, DVT, blood clots that can travel to your lungs, insulin resistance, hello prediabetes, spinal disc compression, your back's version of filing for divorce, and even heart disease, because desk life doesn't mean soft life. Here's the thing, you can't cancel it out with one workout at the end of the day. Your body doesn't just care about your total activity, it also cares about how often you break your stillness. Sitting isn't evil. Never moving is. So every hour or so, stand up, stretch, walk, fidget. Move like your life depends on it, because biologically speaking, it kinda does. Thanks for watching Humans, and thank you for the 14,000 people who subscribed. I appreciate you, and I'll be seeing you next time.